talents of a youth misspent in too many preparatory academies.
The children were very engaged, and you were learning with them, which I think is a sign of a great teacher.
Well, I had fun.
Hello! Hey, buddy!
Hi.
Hi, are you having fun?
I am having fun.
I think Mr. Yost might have another surprise for you. You want to see? Jack, that's a dreidel.
It's spinning! Oh, can you spin it?
Absolutely.
Elizabeth encourages Lucas to take a look into a teaching position or getting involved with the education system. I think she was very impressed with how well the students received Lucas as a substitute teacher. He was very humble about it. He enjoyed it. Truthfully, he enjoyed it. We'll see if Lucas will explore that area more and become a teacher. I think it will be a very interesting storyline for Lucas if the writers do go down that path, which I wouldn't mind. Little Jack interrupted their private conversation. Again, he's such a cutie. It's really nice. They didn't mind him interrupting their private conversation, and sometimes it can be critical because sometimes a person can be really annoyed if a little kid, interrupt the conversation or interrupt their activity or daily routine. But Lucas didn't mind at all. Elizabeth, of course, didn't mind because she is the mom, and they enjoyed him being together with them and spinning that dreidel, and he even asked Lucas to spin it again, so that shows how comfortable little Jack is with Lucas. Just a really cute moment of them as a family of three.
You watching for Jeffrey?
Yeah. Have you seen him?
Actually, I was curious, so I knocked on his door, but no one was home.
Listen, I just want to say how much I appreciate what you said earlier about May.
Lucas is a good friend of Nathan. He trying to help Nathan in a way that he checked on Mr. Lewis and see if he was around, and basically as a backup security for Nathan. That was very thoughtful of Lucas to do. Like, he didn't have to do that. I really like how Nathan thanked him for the advice that Lucas gave during the driving lesson. And like I said in the previous video, Nathan did think about that advice and he went through it, and he eventually talked to May. And Lucas seemed very satisfied that Nathan not only thanked him, but he took his advice, and I think it's a good progress between these two men, and developing that brotherhood, that romance, and basically moving on completely from what happened in season 8.
Oh,
Hi, you two.
hi.
I just left Jack with Allie. She's so good with him.
Now, she asked when I might get married.
I'm sure she just wants you to be happy.
No, what she wants is a little brother or sister.
Well, you never know.
No, you never know. But what I do know is that love is the greatest gift, since it can't be forced, only freely given.
Nathan, that's lovely.
Yeah. That's what I thought, too, when I read it. Good night.
That is lovely.
That quote on the window, that's the pharmacy, right? The ice cream shop, because May took over the planning and organization of the Valentine's Day, right? It might seem that way. So if that's the case, I was just thinking like May technically like gave advice to Nathan about his love life by just reading that, but from that quote though, it reminded me of what May is going through and what she is feeling about her situation, her relationship with Jeffrey. Love cannot be forced. And that is the definition of who Jeffrey is and what he is doing to May. Love should be fully given. That could be Nathan. We'll find out. Or it could be another man that will come into her life. We shall see. But I just thought, like, what a coincidence. That quote is basically summarizes the situation between May, Jeffrey, and Nathan. Really funny that Elizabeth thought that Nathan memorized that quote by his heart, that he was very romantic by saying that, but when he told them, oh, it's on the window, like this is not from my own memory, I thought that was funny. And one more thing I want to add in about this scene, I thought it was a bit out of the blue that Elizabeth encouraged Nathan to find someone to settle down with and start a new family and have more kids. And you can see that Allie is starting to question that. I think she is seeing it with Nathan and May, and she can see that possible future of being a family of 3 with May and having a little brother or sister along the way. And that kind of like put pressure on Nathan. And Nathan is the type of guy that not gonna tell you his whole details of what he wants in life. But it was still nice of Elizabeth to say, you never know, like life can bring you good things and you just need to keep your eyes and heart open to that. You never know what can come to you the next day or in the future. Also, compared to Lucas in the Elizabeth relationship, I was thinking like that can be for them too, you know, settle down, get married, have more kids, so little Jack can have a brother or sister along the way. So I was like, this is not only on Nathan, I was just thinking it can be for Elizabeth and Lucas as well.
She asked you to build shelves and cupboards?
Oh, yes. Elizabeth drew up detailed plans. She thought this through.
Well, if someone can't come to the library, I guess she'll bring the library to them.
Well, she'd have me make more than a book wagon out of this if I could.
Thanks, Joseph.
Now,
She's always determined to help people.
you know, I admire what she wants to do and the length she'll go trying to make it happen.
Thanks again.
You got it.
Lucas is supporting her on this, and that he believes in her and that he admires her for what she's doing. Hopefully this is a good outcome. I hope it's successful. I hope she doesn't get hurt or get in some kind of danger. Like, who is going with her? You know, that's my number one question. Like, who is going with her on that wagon? Like, she cannot be by herself. Maybe this will be an opportunity where Lucas get involved in education and be with her in traveling to the mountains and other towns and help get education access to these other townspeople and the children. We'll see, but I just hope that this will be a good thing for her. You just never know. In the world of Hope Valley, you just never know.
You sent for me?
Yeah, I'm releasing Miss Sue.
But not to go with you.
See, word came back from Chicago that the marriage license for you and May, it's fraudulent.
You can't prove that.
Wow, it may take some time.
May.
But what I can prove is that your other marriage license is authentic. You'll be happy to know I found your wife, Mr. Lewis, in Evanston, where you abandoned her.
Jeffrey, just go. Please go.
May, please. Look, all I've ever wanted to be was with you.
I can't help you. I'm sorry, Jeffrey. I don't love you.
So I suppose you're staying now.
Thank you, Nathan.
Nathan never gave up on May. He fought until the very end and it worked out. And I'm so glad May is staying in Hope Valley. By the look on her face, it looks like she did not know Jeffrey had an actual wife. So basically, he had multiple relationships. That is just so bad. And she just had that look like, are you kidding me, Jeffrey? Like, I wasted all this time not knowing you had a wife, and you basically had like a multiple marriage, even though with May's situation it was a fake marriage paper, but the mentality, the reasoning of him doing that to May is still so wrong. Like, you abandon your wife and you pick up another woman in May and force her to be married to you. Completely crazy. I'm just so glad that May is free from him, and I'm hoping he doesn't come back and do something like even more dangerous. I don't know, it's just, you never know. But for now, it's good news. Nathan is super happy. He might not show it that much, but he is super happy inside of him. They hug. I think this is like the first hug, right? Is this the first hug? Yeah, it was a really deep, personal hug, out of thankfulness and appreciation, of course. I feel like a sense of like a wall between them. They give each other like so many stares and looks throughout this episode, and I feel like May is really interested in Nathan, but she's still like holding it back a little bit, and she went through so much, so I wouldn't be surprised if nothing officially happened between the two until next season. But they just went through so much right now for like the past few days, and now it's just like a celebration of freedom for May.
I want to encourage us all to try holding fast to the spirit of last week. The spirit of giving, of hope, of fun, and most important, love.
This scene is interesting in a way. So the way the camera panned over to 4 different couples, I want to focus on Rosemary and Lee. Joseph said hope, and I was thinking, I really hope before the end of the season we find out if Rosemary gets pregnant or they get an opportunity to adopt a child. Like, they need children. Like, I cannot wait. Like, they deserve to have a family. Like, ASAP. So I was just thinking, it's really interesting when Joseph said hope and the camera focused on Rosemary and Lee, and I'm like, well, hopefully they get some kids in the family soon. Like, please, like, hopefully she get pregnant or something. And when the camera panned over to Lucas and Elizabeth, Joseph looked over to them and said love, and I was like, a proposal, love is in the air for Lucas and Elizabeth. So that definitely, the word love represents their relationship and what to come in the relationship, which is an engagement and wedding. So it's really interesting how the camera moved toward these both couples and Joseph mentioning 4 different words. But I do want to point those two, love and hope. And I think, in my opinion, it's a foreshadow, a prediction of what to come within the next 4 episodes of this season.
Remember, we're made in the image of God and meant to display his character. The way we treat one another calls attention to that. But don't look to see yourself in one another. Instead, look to see someone God uniquely created to be themselves.
I'm telling you, sometimes when Joseph preached, I feel like it's just a hidden message of what to come, or like a behind message that the writer is trying to tell us from the sermon. I don't know if it's just me, but I can be very detailed when it comes to these things. And the camera, once again, pan over May, Allie, and Nathan. And Joseph was talking about, Pastor Joseph was talking about how God created each one of us very unique, and how you should respect and appreciate and accept the differences of each other. Like, no one is the same as you. Everyone is different in their own unique way. And Allie and May were like glancing at each other. It reminded me of the moment 2 episodes ago when May, Faith, and Allie had a spa moment, and they were talking about inner beauty and how you should never change for a boy. Like, a boy should like you, should love you as who you are. Like, you should not change for anyone. Like, you should not change yourself. Then Nathan, the way he sat there, I felt like he was like having his own moment, like listening to Pastor Joseph and just like consuming what the pastor was talking about. And I was just thinking, is he thinking about his friendship with May, and just how Nathan just should be himself, and hopefully whoever he ends up with will be herself, and that they will be compatible and that they will work out. And it reminded me of the moment in the driving lesson with Elizabeth. Like, Nathan bluntly said, "Oh yeah, I think we would never have worked out because the personalities and the way they are just too different." And Nathan didn't like that. And Elizabeth already loved Lucas since the beginning. So I think Nathan was just like thinking about his love life and thinking about himself, and that he should just be himself and be proud of who he is, and just be honest and open. Like May said, like, you need to understand yourself and be honest with yourself and other people. So I think Nathan was thinking of that. Maybe I'm just overthinking, but again, I feel like every time Pastor Joseph preached a sermon, like at the end of the episode, I just feel like there's more to that.
Now, if you all head on over to the Queen of Hearts for dinner.
Oh, God.
Thank you, man.
For the record.
Yes.
Little Jack basically called the end of the church session. I thought that was really cute. I just want to pull this up because I just want to point out that Nathan allowed May to walk out of the row, the pew first, like ladies go first. I thought it was very gentlemanlike of Nathan.
No, you're just fine.
That was such a lovely service.
I thought so too.
Oh, thank you for offering this saloon for tonight's Thanksgiving dinner.
You're right, we do have a lot to give. But I think I'm about to give out because you maybe you're a little heavy.
Lucas, what is that?
Merry
Merry Christmas, buddy. Wow, look at that tree.
Yes, Merry Christmas, but not yet. Because then it would be your birthday and I'm not quite ready.
Little Jack and Lucas, they don't call each other buddies, and I don't think it's really cute, but I do want to say I cannot wait until that moment comes when little Jack calls Lucas by dad. I think it will be a very special moment. Lucas was hands-on in the scene, he carried him, and I thought that was so cute. My heart melted. I really liked seeing Lucas be a hands-on dad for little Jack. Christmas tree is so funny. It's an April Fool joke, but I think they took it as a good surprise, a good present. Little Jack said Merry Christmas, and Lucas followed along with it and told him Merry Christmas as well.
Say prunes!
Do you see the good awkward look that May and Nathan had before the picture was taken? Yeah, that is where they're at right now. I just want to throw that in, and maybe it's a foreshadow of a future family. May being part of the Graham family, we shall find out. I know on social media some hearties are still a bit skeptical about Nathan and May being together. I think it's still a little bit too early to confirm it, like legit, that they'll be a couple. I feel like right now they are such good friends, and they just like overcame a really great challenge with the Jeffrey guy, and I think May needs some space just to herself to recover from this situation mentally and get back on track with her daily routine at work and her personal life. Nathan, like, he still has Allie to take care of, so I think nothing major will happen with them by the end of the season. There were some rumors about a kiss in the trip. I think that would not happen until either the last episode of this season or next season. I can understand why some fans are like, I don't know about May and Nathan. It's too soon to just have them start dating and kissing, but from where they are right now, like, things are looking good, and the door is open.
Set aside the tangible things in life for those that are surely of greater value. Those things that make us smile and laugh and shout with excitement. That fill us with joy and wonder, giving us comfort and peace, or just reassurance that we're not alone. I clipped Lee's latest piece and saved it to read from time to time, to help me recall that special week we joined hands and celebrated one another together.
Finish that off with a picture of Lucas, Elizabeth, and little Jack. That I am sure would be a future family. The future Pritchard family. It's such a cute picture. In the moment before that, little Jack, his facial expression was just priceless, and he's just photogenic with all the different expression that he portrayed to each picture by himself. I thought it was really cute when Lucas and Elizabeth tried to sort his outfit to make him look nice before the family picture. What a great way to end this episode with that group picture after that, if you watch the episode. It's really nice to have a really laid back 2 episodes this season, the Hope Valley days. Besides the crazy drama with Jeffrey, it's been really nice seeing Hope Valley come together as a community, as a family. And next week, if you saw the preview, here we go again. Any thoughts, as usual, for episode 8 of When Called the Heart, season 9? drop them below. As usual, love to talk to you guys and talk about this great show. I will see you next week. Next week is a busy week for me, so I'll try my very best to upload episode 9 with you. Honestly, I feel like there will be like a long pause between part 1 and part 2 next week, so just a heads up. But either way, I will definitely have them uploaded by Friday, the latest. Thank you for your patience and your support as usual. Much love. Hope you're having a good day, night, wherever you are. See you soon. Bye.